Hey YouTube, welcome back to Mach 1 Gaming. And today I wanted to do a different type of video. But before I do that, I wanted to show you guys something I just bought. Right here. This is Somi. If you're in my family, you already know. So, once I'm done here, I'm gonna unpause my game and go back and play. What game I was playing? You'll never know. But I'm not here to talk about what game I was playing. I'm here to talk about what device I'm using. And today I wanted to talk about the Steam Deck. I've had the Steam Deck for about a year now, and I've enjoyed it thoroughly. But what thought process or what decision got me to buy one? Some of you may be on the fence of whether or not you want to buy a Steam Deck, and hopefully this will help you decide whether or not to get one. I'll be honest, I'm a little biased. I bought one, so I'm pro Steam Deck, but we'll see what's going on. With that being said, let's move forward. If you're on the fence about buying a Steam Deck, just know that I'm not going to get tech heavy. This is not going to be a tech heavy thing where I'm going to get very technical and say, here's the graphics, here's the specs, these are the hertz. No. Honestly, you might be buying a Steam Deck for yourself, you just want to play. You might be buying a Steam Deck for your kid. You might be buying a PC gaming console for your kid or something like that. I'm just going to stick to the basics. I'm not one of those super tech channels. I'm a gamer. I like gaming. I know a little bit about tech, but stick with me. So the reason I wanted to buy a Steam Deck was because I needed a way to play all the Steam games that I had. I have a lot of Steam games. Don't believe me? Check this out. Have you ever wanted to own a bunch of games without having to spend a whole bunch of money? Well, this is my gaming collection. I did not spend a fortune for this gaming collection. In fact, I used a special site called Humble Bundle. Humble Bundle is where I got most of my games from. There are different games every week with all types of bundles. And it's not just bundles, you can actually buy actual games from the Humble site. And as you can see, there's discounts going on all the time. There are mainly three types of bundles. There are games, books, and software. I'm a gamer, so most of the stuff I bought were games. However, sometimes a recipe book would show up. I like to cook, I like to eat, so I would buy a recipe book or even learn how to program. As you can see here, there's all types of bundles coming out all the time. Even the software that I'm editing this video on right now, I got through Humble Bundle. As you can see, there's all types of software through Humble Bundle. Also, within Humble Bundle, there's Humble Choice. If you've ever had a PlayStation Plus account, you get free games every month just for having a PlayStation Plus account. That is Humble Choice. The difference with that is that if you decide to cancel your subscription, you actually get to keep the games that you've already redeemed. So if this interests you, please see the code on the screen whenever you buy a bundle. It helps me out, it helps out the channel, and it's a win-win for everyone. Yeah, welcome back. So with all those games, I needed a way to play them. I have an old laptop, and I tried to play it on my old laptop, but honestly, I just need to get a new laptop altogether. Right here with my setup, I have a streaming setup. I could play it up here, but I don't want to be tethered to this area all the time. I'm a parent, and I have a full-time job, so I really don't have time just to sit here for hours on end playing the game. If I could do it somewhere else, that's much better. And then I tried on my phone. You can connect the Steam to your phone, hook up a Bluetooth controller, and play that way. But that way didn't work for me either, because there was a little bit of lag. Sometimes, if you know what lag is, you press the button, it responds, at a later time. That didn't work for me either. So that's when I wanted to get into the market of a handheld gaming PC. As far as my choices, I didn't really go too deep into it. There's a lot of gaming PCs, honestly. If you Google it, you'll see so many different options pop up even now. Back then, when I was researching it, I think only a few popped up. There's so many more now. It's pretty crazy. But my choices were the Ayane Neo or AN Neo. But that one just seemed pricey. It seemed really good. I heard a lot of great reviews about it, but I wasn't trying to break the bank on it. For me, it really came down to two choices. It was either Steam Deck. You know, I had a large Steam library. Why wouldn't I want to get a Steam Deck? And it came down to a ROG or Rog Ally. That's when I started thinking about which one that I should get. So I'm going to talk about the Rog Ally first. The Asus Rog Ally has great customization, just like a computer. If you're really into computers and like tinkering and messing around with things, the Rog Ally is pretty good for you. At the time that I was in the market, I was playing a lot of Call of Duty, which I still do on this channel. If you've been on my channel, you'll see a lot of Call of Duty clips. I wanted to play some Call of Duty away from this setup, this computer. So I wanted something that I could play it on. The Rog Ally also plays Steam games. The Rog Ally has Windows in it. You download Steam, you play. And honestly, for the best Steam Deck, the Rog Ally was actually cheaper than the best Steam Deck. So you might be wondering, well, if it's cheaper than the Steam Deck and I'm not trying to spend a lot of money, why did I end up getting the Steam Deck? Well, here's the reasons. Honestly, for me, I like portability. As I mentioned earlier, I'm a parent. I bounce around, you know, at a moment's notice, I have to stop what I'm doing and tend to this child or that child, or maybe help the wife with something. With the Steam Deck, in order to play my Steam games, like it has Steam like built into it. It has a Steam operating system built into it that makes playing Steam games really easy. Yes, when I built my computer, I did a lot of customizations, but I didn't really feel like doing all that. So the Steam Deck was kind of right up my alley. I wanted something that was, for the most part, plug and play, similar to a console, just not exactly, because there's still some customizations you have to do to make some games playable. One of my biggest draws with the Steam Deck was the fact that it was kind of like this. Yeah, a lot of thumbprints and everything. It was kind of like the Switch. And I'm going to explain how it was similar to the Switch. One, like when I play a game, like I mentioned earlier, I need to stop what I'm doing, tend to a child, help the wife, or do something. And honestly, with the Steam Deck, I can just pause the game, turn it off, unless I'm playing online, of course. Same thing with the Switch. Pause the game, turn it off, and move on, do what I gotta do. When I come back, turn it back on, is right where I left off, just like with the Switch. That's one of my favorite things about the Switch, is that I can just continue where I left off. It's almost like a save state, except I can't like rewind and, you know, all that stuff. As I mentioned, it's practically plug and play. Most of the games I wanted to play are on Steam. It's a Steam Deck. No, the Steam Deck does not play all the games. We'll talk about that a little more later. But it plays most of the games that I have. I mean, for me, it was reliable. I mean, like I said, quick access. I have not done it yet. It's something I do plan on doing. Maybe I shouldn't admit this on my channel, but whatever. You can emulate. Yes, you could do the same thing with other gaming PCs, but you can emulate on the Steam Deck. That's something I want to get into later because I enjoy playing old school games. But you know, the number one thing that really won me over with the Steam Deck was the cost. But Mach, you just said that the cost of the ROG Ally or the Rog Ally was actually cheaper than the Steam Deck. Yes. And I was bummed about it. Because literally I was getting ready to go buy a Rog Ally, except like there was a sale. This is how it happened. There was a sale with the Steam Deck. I had just missed the sale because that's when I just started thinking about whether or not I would buy a Steam Deck. I had just missed the sale and I was like, man, if only there was another sale, I would definitely buy it. Literally, it goes right back on sale like 2 or 3 weeks later. Why it went back on sale, I'll explain in a moment. Stick with me. It went back on sale. I think for the Steam Deck that I got, it was typically about $650. It was like $120, $130 off. I wanted to get the best one with the best customizations, and boom, there we go. It was right up my alley. That's what I wanted to do. Bought it immediately, like immediately. And since then, I haven't looked back. And I've been playing it like crazy. So here's some pros about the Steam Deck. You know, yes, when you buy anything, there's pros, there's cons. Even with the Nintendo Switch, there's pros and cons. Pros and cons about the Steam Deck. One pro is that, one, like I mentioned earlier, my biggest draw, it's similar to the Switch. Like I said, I can continue where I left off. Trust me, like that is very important, especially when you're a parent and you have to chase after your toddler or you have to change a dirty diaper. You know, stop where you are, turn off the system, walk away, do whatever it is you need to do, and come back. That is a big deal for me. From my understanding, the Rog Ally does not have that. Once again, just like the Switch, it's portable. Like, I'm not tethered to a TV. I can get the system, turn it on, do whatever it is I need to do, play the game. You know what? I have to go to the bathroom now, and my stomach is growling. What should I do? I'm gonna take it with me. Don't act like you don't be on the toilet with your phone. You know you do that. One of the biggest draws, as I mentioned, as you saw earlier, I could play my Steam games. That's the main reason I wanted to buy it. At the time, it wouldn't really play Call of Duty unless some of the older Call of Duty games. Actually, Steam has recently gotten the Call of Duty games on it. I did not double dip and buy another one so I could play it on Steam. Honestly, I play Call of Duty like once a week, so if you see amazing clips, that's only me playing once a week. I don't spend a whole bunch of time on it. I don't have time for it. So yeah, no, I don't get my Call of Duty fix, but I played so many other games. Like one of my favorite games is Street Fighter. When I first got the Steam Deck, I was finally able to play through Street Fighter 6. I did not have time to sit up here and play games up here all day. I can get on the game, play Street Fighter 6, and continue on. You know, I've made it through the entire story mode. I still need to go back because there's new characters that I have not gotten yet. One cool thing about the Steam Deck, just like with the Rog Ally, it is a portable computer. I can hook up a mouse to it, I can hook up a keyboard to it, I can even plug it up to my TV, I can get a dock. Let's say if I wanted a gaming console experience, I could buy a dock, set it up, and boom, now I'm playing on the TV. Like, having the Steam Deck, it offers so many different things, and I'm not saying other things don't, it's just that's the direction that I went. I went the direction of the Steam Deck, and I know how to plug it up to my TV. I can play on the big screen with friends or whoever else. And it's just like having a regular gaming console. At this time, I have not bought a PS5 or like the latest Xbox. The latest system I have is a Switch and like a PS4, whichever one came out first. I think the PS4 came out first. And honestly, for me, it would just collect dust because I really don't have time to play the newest games out. So games for me are delayed. From the videos I've seen, it's easy to emulate. And I can also customize it. I have not bought anything. I have not added anything, but there's a bunch of things that you could buy to deck out your Steam Deck. No pun intended. Or maybe. One of the biggest problems with the Steam Deck is storage. This is I think a 512 gig. If you play PC games or PlayStation games or any recent games, period, they take up so much space. But however, you can buy an SD card and increase that space. Honestly, like I just started using up the space because I haven't been playing too many different games on the Steam Deck. I have downloaded a lot. I recently got to the point where I need more space, so I added in an SD card, and boom, now I have more space to add more games to my Steam Deck, and it's right there. The battery life is crap. Between 2 to 6 hours of gameplay depending on the game. And one thing I noticed, the Switch has the same issue. Lately, if you've been on my channel recently or any of my live streams, I played Pokemon recently. The latest Pokemon game, you only get about 2 hours of gameplay. And then that's it. So with the Steam Deck, depending on the game, if it's a game that takes a lot of resources, you only get like 2 hours. So, but if it's like a game where, like I like Metroidvania style games, they're not very graphic intensive, I could play those games for like 6 hours without running out of battery power. Like, it depends on the game that you're playing. This is my Switch. This is my Steam Deck. It's big. It's a big boy. But like I mentioned, it's a gaming computer, okay? It's you get what you get. Like that's the only thing I can say. It's big, it's clunky. Yeah, it's a gaming computer. One thing, even though it's a Steam Deck, it does not play all the Steam games. Or like in some games, you have to do a lot of customization to it. You have to do different things to make it work. But honestly, that's the biggest drawback when it comes to PC gaming, period. Or PC gaming, period. Is that you have to customize, you have to edit things, you have to move things around. You have to change the graphics. You have to do certain things to optimize the gameplay. So when it comes down to it, that's the reason I went with the Steam Deck. I've enjoyed playing games on it. I've completed a lot of games on it that I would not have had a chance to complete any other time. Some of the games, I have gaming videos on my channel that I started playing. I've completed some of those games, and I've enjoyed my Steam Deck wholeheartedly. Like right now, like since it came out, there is a new Steam Deck OLED. It's a better Steam Deck. It's a little faster, a little clearer. The battery life's a little longer. And if you were wondering, that's the reason why it went right back on sale 3 weeks later. Because they were getting ready to release a Steam Deck OLED. I'm okay with the Steam Deck. Honestly, I'm not big on super graphics. Everything doesn't need to be graphic intensive. I enjoy gaming, and the fact that I have so many games, you've seen it, there's like over 500 games in my catalog. I could not play them the way I wanted to because I just don't have time. So that's why I bought a Steam Deck. If you're on the fence about buying a Steam Deck, I would highly recommend it. Even lately I bought myself some headphones. If I want to plug up to the TV, I have a Bluetooth controller that I plugged up to it. There's so many different things I've done with the Steam Deck already. And honestly, I barely scratched the surface. There's so many people that will open it up, move some things around, increase the memory. Like, I don't do all that. I'm not super technical, and I've enjoyed the system nonetheless. If you've enjoyed this video, please like the video, please subscribe. I have plenty of other gaming videos. You have plenty of things to watch on my channel. Honestly, you can watch my channel for hours. It will be very helpful for me, but it will also be entertaining for you. I guarantee it. I go back and watch my videos sometimes and I enjoy it. Maybe I'm biased because it's mine, but I'm also like an artist. Sometimes I critique it like, that was boring. Okay, I can see why nobody wanted to watch that. But sometimes I do go back and watch my own videos and I'm like, man, like, I think that's a really good video. And honestly, I think you will like it. So check out the video here. Honestly, like, you'll enjoy these games. With that being said, I'll catch you guys next time. Deuces.